Welcome back to Dallas Cowboys Breakdown on TimesRecordNews.com. Got Zach Duncan filling in for the injured Jonathan Hull today.
Yeah.
A little sick, but
he was sick from the Cowboys' performance on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
I think
it could have been something he ate. Could have been the Cowboy performance. I think
maybe.
a lot of people who follow the Cowboys got sick Thursday afternoon, or they went shopping. I don't know if that may have been an uptick on Black Friday shopping. Because if you were holding off the wife saying I got to get through the Cowboy game,
you left that late third quarter probably.
Yeah, so
Romo stayed in longer than probably a lot of people.
It felt like it was one big game for the Eagles and Cowboys, but it felt like it was worth more than one because the Cowboys are just looking like you're talking about seeding and home playoff games and stuff if they win that game. And the Eagles are fighting for their life to get to the playoffs.
Correct me if I'm wrong. If the season ended today, they would be
Cowboys are not in.
Which is ridiculous.
They're not in, and they've got 3 road games left, which
might be a good thing.
Typically is a bad thing, but they're 5-0 on the road. They start Thursday at the Bears. Kind of a weird scheduling deal. The Bears and Cowboys will have back-to-back Thursday games, but at Chicago didn't work out well last year.
No, and this Chicago team's kind of hard to figure out. I mean, they have so many weapons: Cutler, Forte.
They're only good in fantasy football. Really, they are. They are.
Defense is really bad. I'd expect the Cowboys to be able to move the ball pretty well against them. I mean, defensively, you saw.
And even offensively, they haven't been real consistent.
No. Yeah. Here's the thing: if Cutler has good games and really bad games, if he has a good game, then I think this game might be a shootout type thing. Both teams scoring a lot because the Cowboys defense. I don't want to say it's taken a big step back, but it's kind of playing a little bit more like we kind of thought they would have, early on in the year.
But the Bears have kind of been what the last few years a lot of people have accused the Cowboys have been in that they're not as good as their individual parts. And the sum wasn't as good. And the Cowboys have probably been a little better to get to 8-4 than what they are individually.
Yeah.
And then you didn't see that at all last week. I kind of think the Cowboys will bounce back and be able to move the ball, but I think it's on the Cowboy offense because I think even if the defense for the Dallas bounces back a little bit, I think they still give up around 20 points or more.
I don't think they're not going to I don't see them
they give up about 45
Bears.
or 50 last year.
Yeah.
I think they still give up in the 20s.
Yeah.
So I think it's on the Dallas offense to score 28,
I'm not
31.
saying pick the over on over-under, but I think there's going to be a lot of points in this game because unless Cutler just looks awful, and he has a couple games every year where he just looks awful.
Some of these Thursday games just look bad, but I think both of them have the full week. So there should be no excuse on that. I think it'll look different than a normal Thursday game where sometimes it seems like it takes them a quarter and a half to wake up and anybody to do anything.
Last week, I think for the Cowboys have been really good to win. I'm almost putting this in the must-win category. I mean, we have at Eagles, we have Colts, we have a couple really tough games coming up. If you can't beat Chicago at Chicago right now, then you're probably not deserve to be in the playoffs.
Well, their playoff chances are very slim if they get if they lose this one. And it's a 5-7 Chicago team that's not going to go anywhere. They're not going to win out. So, but they may have one more good game in them. Yeah. You got to keep them from having it against you. So I'm with you. I think the Cowboys figure out a way. I think I shouldn't be predicting scores after last week, but I do think they find how to get away. 1 point, 2 points, 10 points somewhere. And then we'll come back next week and see if they're on life support or if they're kind of back in it.